Hello, welcome back. Today I've got my niece McKinley and we're going to be doing another tutorial, makeup tutorial on her. I am going to do a look on her that's really popular right now. Sephora, if you notice, they introduced about a couple weeks ago that the color of the year is Tangerine or whatever, which to me is kind of funny because it's like a continuation of what was last year. I don't have any of the Sephora products, but I do have similar colors. And so I want to do a tangerine look on my niece McKinley because it's going to look really gorgeous on her. And I'm going to try to keep it simple so that you can replicate it at home if you need to. Anyway, thanks. Keep watching and we'll get started. Thanks. I'm going to be using a brightening face primer from Benefit Cosmetics called That Girl. And I'm going to apply this to McKinley's face. Woo! I'm going to be using a Real Techniques Essential Foundation Brush. Looks like that. I'm going to mostly put this on her cheeks and down her nose where I want her skin to be brighter. And it's kind of fun for me to use these kind of primers on other people because I would never use something like this on myself because I have as I've said before, I have oily combination skin, therefore I don't like to add any extra shine to my face that I absolutely don't have to. So it's fun to use brightening primers on other people. Okay, for foundation on McKinley's skin, I'm going to be using Makeup Forever HD Foundation. I love Makeup Forever's foundations. They're just really great. I like the matte Velvet Plus one, and I love this one. This is one that I actually use on myself. It's so just blends into the skin beautifully, and you can build it up for extra coverage if you need, or you can really sheer it out, which is kind of what I'm going to do for McKinley here. Is I'm just going to kind of put a sheer kind of coat of mascara on. I mean, foundation, yeah, it's foundation we're working with. I'm going to use Too Faced Shadow Insurance to prime McKinley's lids with. Putting this all over the lid. Okay, I'm going to put a base down on McKinley's eyelids to give us more of a stronger pop of color. This is the Sleek's Primer Palette, and I'm going to be using this kind of orange color here, and I'm just going to apply this with my finger. Just going to put that all over the lid here. Blend it out a little bit. It's okay if it's a tiny bit messy, as this is just my base color. Okay, I'm going to be also working with Sleek. I'm not sure if this palette's available anymore, as it was the last year collection that Sleek came out with. Sleek, for those of you that don't know, is it's a UK company, and they sell it in their drugstores out there, but it's absolutely fabulous, and you can get it online in the US and they'll ship to the US, no problem. Anyway, this is the Avoir La Pêche Peach palette. I'm going to be working from this palette using more of these golden, warmer golden tones through here. I'm going to be using, first color we're going to go with, so I'm going to do the lighter color in here, so it kind of looks like that, on a Real Techniques base shadow brush. I'm going to place this on the lid. I'm going to leave the inner corner and the outer corners open so I can add other colors. Next, I'm going to take the color right next to it, this darker color right here, with that same brush, I'm going to put that on the outer corner, kind of in a V. Bring it into the crease a little bit, right along the lash line. Next I'm going to take that MAC 239 brush in that same darker orange color, tap it on the very end of the brush. Look up for me. This is going under the lash line, on the lower lash line. So we have that color down there as well. Leaving the inner corner open. Next I'm taking a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, and I want to just kind of buff out those harsh lines. This color I'm going to put on the inner corner is this one from the same Avoir La Pêche palette. This is, obviously I've hit pan. It's a really great color. I'm going to put that on the inner corner using, where'd the brushes go? Using a Sigma Shader Inner Corner E46 brush. I'm just going to put that open for me very lightly and bring it in under the lash line. Okay, I'm going to line McKinley's lash line with a kohl pencil from MAC. This is the color Teddy. Close. I'm going to put this right along the lash line. And I'm going to smudge it out a little bit here with a pencil brush, just to soften it. I'm going to put a little bit of I'm going to use the Crushed Metallic Pigments from MAC that came in the Butterfly kit. This is kind of the warmer peachy colors. I'm going to be using this top color here, and I'm going to be putting it on a MAC 239 brush. That's just that same brush I had. Just wipe it off. And I'm going to put that just to add some fun dimension and all that good stuff to the lid. I'm going to start kind of not quite the inner corner and come out with it. And then blend it out. Next, I'm going to put a little bit of concealer under McKinley's eyes. And I'm going to be using Studio Finish Concealer from MAC. Looks like that, with a Deluxe Crease Brush. Just a tiny, tiny bit, just to kind of brighten up and clean up underneath the eye. And blend that out down her cheek just a tiny bit. I'm also going to use this a little tiny bit around McKinley's nose, just to where she could get a little bit red later on during the day. And we're going to tap a tiny bit on some blemishes, and I'm going to rub those through a tiny bit with my finger, just to buff them out. Okay. We're going to curl lashes. Look straight ahead. Close. Open. Feel okay? Mm-hmm. We're using NYC High Definition Volume Mascara in Extreme Black. Okay, I'm just going to run this through McKinley's brows real quick. And I'm going to add a little bit of a highlight under her brow as well. I'm going to be using MAC Vanilla Pigment, or excuse me, not the pigment, just the eyeshadow, on a domed shadow brush from Real Techniques. Okay, we're going to do some bronzer. I have NARS Laguna bronzer here, and I'm going to be using the Real Techniques contour brush with this. Put that on the backs of her cheeks, bringing it up to the forehead. Okay, for blush, we're going to stay with the Avoir La Pêche collection from Sleek. This is called Pantayo blush, and it's their Tangerine blush. And I'm going to use the multitask brush from Real Techniques. So I'm just going to lightly put that on the apples of her cheeks. And buff that in. We're going to take our buffing brush with the foundation just to blend it in a little bit. Okay, for lip gloss, we're just going to do just a gloss because there's so much going on with the eyes. And I have, this is a limited edition again, this is NARS lip gloss in, what's it called? Wonder. And it was from their summer collection last year, but it's this gorgeous tangerine color. Okay, and here we have the almost finished look. I'm going to powder McKinley's skin really quick with the Sleek powder that I use. With the Sleek powder, just a finishing powder. Now we're done. Now we have the finished look. I think it's gorgeous. As you can see, it's really making McKinley's eyes just totally pop. Let me zoom in for you because you got to see this. Move that way? This way. Move this way. Okay, close. And open. Really like how that turned out. Anyway, thanks guys. See you next time. Blow kisses.